Hey guys, welcome back to Car Academy. In this series of video, we are looking into Rust programming. In the last couple of videos, we have covered how to start programming with Rust using cargo and low-level tools using Rust. In the last video, we covered how to declare variables, how to use variables, what is shadowing and things like that. In this video, we are going to cover data types. So Rust has several data types just like C and C++ programming. So we have 8-bit data type, 16-bit data type, 32-bit data type, 64-bit data type, 128-bit data type, and architecture dependent data types. Similarly, whatever you have seen in this slide is basically about all the integer data types. They are of different sizes: 8 bits, 16 bits, 32 bits, 64 bits, 128 bits, and architecture dependent. When I say architecture dependent, it means that if you are running Rust on a 32-bit processor, the I size will be of 32-bit. If you are running Rust on a 64-bit processor, I size will represent 64 bits. Other than integer data types, there are also floating type data types, floating point data types, which are F32, also called as single precision data types. And there is also a double precision floating point, which is referred as F64 in Rust, similar to holding Boolean values in other programming languages like C++. Rust also can hold Boolean values in data type bool. And you also have char, tuples, array, string, vectors, etc. So we'll see how to basically um, declare variables with the different data types in this program. So let's start. So let's create a project with data types, cargo, new data types. And when we create a project, you would have a directory, and this directory will have a main.rs and a toml file. The way to build this project is by running cargo build, and you can run this program using cargo run. Okay, so you got the hello world output. Let's go and take a look at this file. Every value in Rust is of a certain data type, which also tells Rust what kind of data is being specified, so it knows how to work with that data. So we have to keep in mind that Rust is a statically typed language. What it means is basically it must know the types of all variables at compile time. So the compiler can usually infer what type we want to use based on the value and how we use it. Okay, so let's start with basic variables. So let's change this text first. Data types demonstration. Okay, so the way to declare integer variable is you can just say let x is equal to 2, and then you can print this value this way, or you can also print the output of x this way. So there are two ways you can print a variable. So let's go and build this project. Okay, so you got the output. It's basically an integer variable. Now let's go and declare integer variable in slightly different way. I32 is equal to 100. So this is the way where you explicitly state that y is a variable of type I32. So the way to define a variable with a specific data type is by using let a variable name colon and data type, and you can also specify a value here. So let's go and print this. Cargo build to build this project, cargo run to run this project, and you see y equal 100. There is no error. Now let's go and do more. Okay, now as we saw in the last video, we cannot modify the value of the variable y. It is because we did not define variable y as a mutable variable. So now let's try. You should get an error for reassigning a value to variable y. Let's see what happens now. So it says clearly that the first assignment is here and we cannot assign value at another time. So it says cannot assign twice to immutable variable. So it also gives a help saying that if you want to do this assignment, change this to immutable type. Okay, let's go and do that. So if you just add mute here, we will be able to, let's go and build now. Now there is no error, run the program, you got output y equal 100 and y equal 102. So far we have seen a variable x is equal to 2 without specifying the type. So there is no explicit type definition, data type definition here. Here we have defined a variable y, a mutable variable of type i32. Now let's go and define, let's see, or let's do this. Let y f32 is equal to 3.14, let's say. And let y 2 is equal to 3.14. The difference being between these two variables is this is a f32 variable, we have explicitly stated that, and this is f64. If we don't specify the type explicitly for a floating point variable, it will be of type f64. Now let's go and print this by similarly print by 2. Okay, let's go and build this project. No error, let's run it. So you can see pi is printed as 3.14 in both ways, in both the println statements. Okay, let's do some basic math with this variables. Let add is equal to 3 plus 5. Let subtract is equal to 5 minus 3. Let multiply is equal to 5 times 3, and let divide is equal to 6 divided by 3, and we can also get the remainder 7 mod 3. Okay, now let's go and print all of this. Add we have to add exclamation because println is not a function. We'll cover function in the next video. Subtract you can give any name to this value, as you know. I'm just restating that. Okay, let's print the remainder now. All right, let's go and build this project. Cargo build, no error. Let's run this program. Cargo run. Okay, now you get the output. Add 3 plus 5 is 8, and 5 minus 3 is 2. 5 times 3 is 15, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. 7 mod 3 is 1. 7, when you divide with 3, you get a remainder of 1, which is what printed here. Okay. Other than that, you can also define a boolean variable like this. Let val colon bool is equal to true. So you can basically assign a value to a boolean variable like this. And similarly you can also we don't have to specify the data type. If you specify the value like true or false, it automatically detects based on the value. And any character variable can be defined like this. Let's ch is equal to c, let's ch2 colon char is equal to a. So we can define character data types like this. And other than that, there's also complex data types. Like we can specify multiple types in a single variable name. We can say let xyz. So let's say xyz, x can be i32, and x can be i32, y can be a char, and z can be a blue, and sorry, bool. And this variable is basically called as tuple. We'll say the first value to be 50 and second character is capital A and bool is true. Okay, let's go and see. This is called tuple. The way to access this is basically via, so let's print this tuple. Okay, so the way to access this is the first value you can access via xyz dot 0, basically variable name dot 0, xyz dot 1, xyz dot 2. Okay, let's go and print this. Let's build this project. Okay, there is an error, which is basically we did not add a exclamation here, because println is not a function, it is a macro. Okay, let's go and build this. There are some warnings because we did not use these variables val, val2, ch, ch2. We defined it but we did not use it, but that's not an error, it's just a warning, so that's fine. Let's go and run this project, and we can see even during run we got these warnings again, but nicely it printed this output. You can see 50 is basically the first value, and second a is of bool type, sorry, character type, and true is of bool type. So it printed nicely. We missed to add a parenthesis here. Let's go and add it here. Okay, added. Let's go and build again. Cargo build and cargo run. Okay, nicely it printed these values. So if you like this video, share it with your friends. I hope you understood how to basically define variables with different data types. We will cover complex data types like arrays, vectors in the upcoming videos. In the next video, I'll cover arrays, and in the subsequent video, I'll cover functions, how to define functions, how to write functions, how to call functions, and things like that. Thank you guys. Have a good one.